Hey guys, what's up? Let's get this straightened out here. So, I didn't get a new 1/6 scale this week. I have the Sentinel re-edit coming in. I hate this new format on YouTube. I can't find anything. What I did also was work on this cable. Where's my video at? This is stupid. Why can't I find it? If I can't find it, how are you guys supposed to find it? This is so stupid. Home. Nothing there. Videos. Nothing here. God, this is so stupid. Oh, there it is. Finally. I always hate whenever somebody has to justify their job by making a change to something that already works. It's like, what are you doing in your position? Oh, I'm monitoring the layout for how YouTube is displayed to people. Oh, okay. When's the last time you changed everything on it? Oh, we've been using the same format for about a year. Well, you need to change it. Why? Because you've been using the same format for a year. I want something new. So they screw it all up for everybody. You can't find anything. Jeez. So, pardon me. I'm going to come around here just to make sure that this thing's still working. I hope you guys are there. I don't see anything over on YouTube. Yeah, it says we've been live for 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Beautiful. That's all that matters to me. As long as that's saying that it's live, we're good to go. So, what I've been doing, if you remember from last week, if you watched last week, was I bought this 8-inch Deadpool collection, legendary Marvel superheroes. This was made by Marvel.com eHome. It's upside down, but that's right there what it is. But it came with one body, which was in this box right here, a Deadpool body that was wearing this outfit, and I took this outfit off of him and put this outfit on him. Okay, it had the cross belt, and they just snapped on. So I unsnapped those, put this on here, and the body, of course, just from, and this is brand new, this had totally bled onto the body, so it happens to figures. So just accept that that's going to happen to your figures. The cloth is going to bleed onto your figures. So keep in mind when doing that. It came with this head on it. And the whole purpose of me doing this, by the way, is I'm intending to put this on there. This body is 1/6 scale of Deadpool Kid, which is different from Kid Deadpool. This is the Deadpool kid version. And so this is, in my opinion, a 1/6 scale kid Deadpool. And these boots come with this also, and it really looks, there's several renditions or drawings of a kid Deadpool, but for the most part he looks pretty much just like this, with the DP on his chest there, which I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. And his head is that size compared to this size. So, and I'll show you the hands too. The hands are the same size also for this 8-inch figure. So what I decided to do is I'm going to literally cut this head and these arms off. Now, this is resin, I believe, or something to that effect. So I'm going to use a Dremel, and I'm going to sever him right about here at the elbow joint. And I'm going to grind down to little posts so I can slide them up in here. And the same thing with the head. I don't know exactly how I'm doing the head, but a similar thing, I'm going to do a post to stick in there. And I may end up buying adapters to put in there, but then this head will be able to fit on this body, and these hands will fit in here, and I will then have a kid Deadpool figure. And I think I'll be very pleased with this. I'm going to also paint these brown, these pieces here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this on his thigh. I don't remember if it's on there, and I think it'll be a really cool kid Deadpool. So that's my intention is, and that's what I've been doing with that. So then essentially I have all these other pieces that are, for the most part, I don't know, worthless. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But that's the story of kit bashing, because they're not really 1/6 scale. I guess they're kind of probably 1/8 scale, maybe 1/9, hard to say. So that's what I've been doing with this, and that's where he is in that regards. So that's that project, making a 1/6 scale kid Deadpool. And Shafiq, hola, ¿qué pasa? Hanjay Quill, hello. Sent you a photo with the 1/6 Anthony from Ant-Man. Yes, I've seen that. That was awesome. It's from a third-party company. It looks pretty good. I like that little Antonio, the red ant. That looked pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Mess with the camera a bit. And what company made that kid Deadpool? It says EMCE, Marvel.com. Comics Shop, Locator Service, Diamond Select, what? Diamond Selections? But I got it at Big Bad Toy Store. So I imagine they may still have more. But that's where I got it from, was Big Bad Toy Store. And we talked about it more last week. I actually showed it to you before I opened up out of the box. So maybe this will help you figure out what it is right there. Maybe that helps. EMCE Toys. EMCE Toys. The other thing on my cable, I was not satisfied with the light in his eye, so I messed with that. To some success and to some failure. So I don't know if I have a short or what, but what happens is when I turn him on, his light, and this is for his eye, and I love this cable. This is, man, Toys R Us made this, and you could have bought it, no matter which one you got a quality figure. You either got one where the eye lit up or not, and then I think it came with either the good-looking teddy bear or not. So if you didn't want the eye light up, you could save, I don't remember what it was, 20 bucks or something, and still get this quality figure. And this figure's aces, man. I mean, it's dead on. They did a really good job with it. I'm really pleased. But the eye has been a problem. It didn't light up. So I noticed as I kept turning it on and off, it would get bright, and then it would instantly just dim out. So I kept mucking around with it, kept mucking around with it, and then it would stay on bright. So then I decided I'm going to yank it out and have a look at it. So up inside here is the whole assembly. And I don't know if you guys can see in there. Let me shed some light on that. I pulled the whole battery assembly out. I don't know if this is going to shine light in there or not. But I pulled the whole battery assembly out. And they have their little LED bulb totally covered in for a little pinhole on the very tip of it, which would be illuminating just the iris of the eye. And so I thought, that's stupid. I'll just take the paint off the bulb. So I did. What did that end up doing? Lighting the entire eye socket, everything. Just a round, huge light up thing. When it would light bright. But most of the time when I would turn it on, it would flash bright and then go dim instantly. So I then at that point started trying to cover up the area that I didn't want light to pass through. When I first tried it with a magic marker, that didn't work. And now I have a piece of electrical tape that I've placed over there and I've been trying to position. So I now have it so that the entire eye itself is the only thing that lights up. But there's still a problem of it coming on bright and then dimming instantly, or just not even coming on bright and just going dim. So the wiring on it is messed up. But there we go. Here we got a bright. Let me turn this off. Let me kill these lights. So you can see here, I still need to position the tape. I hope you can see that where it's lit up. Right now the whole socket is, so I've been positioning the tape around there to try to get the spot. So I made the mistake of removing too much of the black paint on there, and again it's still a short or whatever. I'm gonna keep repositioning that electrical tape to get it to where I want it to. But it can light up bright, which was like a concern. It's just something's wrong. And even Hot Toys has electrical problems, so you can't necessarily blame Toys R Us and say, ah, yeah, you should have bought a Hot Toys. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've come across a messed up arm or a arc reactor in the chest or the helmet from a Hot Toys figure. So lighting is a bear always. Let's get some lights back on in here. Turn my little cable off. But I love the cable. I think it was an excellent purchase. And I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased. He fits in well with my steel and my Lady Katana. I had a brain fart. If you're asking who made this kid Deadpool, this was Gentle Giant. and it was a set. It came with this, and it came with a head pull. Now that hand grenade is from the Sideshow Deadpool, but it came with this head pull, and it came with this dog pull right here, and it came with this squirrel pull. This was made a few years back, and they're all resin, 1/6 scale. I think they're resin. So maybe that's what you were asking about, who made the kid Deadpool. I was thinking of the wrong. I was giving you the wrong answer. But this is what you got. You got this 4-pack, and I really love these. I love the little squirrel pull. The squirrel's a little bit bigger for a 1/6. I mean, I've never seen a squirrel that gosh darn big. But you got a squirrel pull and a dog pull, and head pull, and kid Deadpool. And really, it was funny because Kid Deadpool was really kind of like the least of my thoughts when I bought it originally. It was really the dog pull and the squirrel pull I was after. And I already had a head pull from the Sideshow Deadpool. And then I ended up buying a dog pull from, I don't remember who made this. And again, he's holding hand grenade from Sideshow Deadpool, but this is a 1/6 scale dog pull also. I don't know how I ended up becoming a Deadpool fan. I wasn't really a Deadpool fan before. I guess Ryan Reynolds has made me a Deadpool fan. And the other thing that I have going on is this $50 Electro, which I'm really digging. I mean, anytime you can get a Hot Toy figure for under $100, I can't see how that's a brand new one. I don't see how that's a losing scenario. It just doesn't. Let me turn some light on. Turn some other light on in here. I don't see how that's a losing scenario any way you look at it. Even though Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies were not my favorites. Not because they were bad. I guess it's just because I was miffed that he didn't continue on with Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man 3 though, yeah, we don't talk about Spider-Man 3 though, do we? So this is how I was able to do his little shocking things, which I think turned out pretty good. I had glued his little, if you remember last week, the little piece popped off of his head. I literally glued it on upside down. So I had to pop it off again and then glue it back on. But I really like how I was able to position these on here. There really is never any instructions on exactly how these types of effects are supposed to go on in the hands. So I just kind of just started shoving them on. And I got a pretty good 3D effect out of that, I believe. So I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. I don't have Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans. I don't have Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. But I plan to. And so for $50 I'm ahead of the game. $59 plus shipping or whatever, so $64. Tax if you had to pay that. Tax would have been on the $225 or whatever it is. Because you have to pay full price and they give you the store credit. But he ends up being $50 after it's all said and done. And I don't see how that's a lose in any stretch of the imagination. And of course, I have him behind my homemade Spider-Man. So then what I have come this week NKSG, how you doing, man? Is Wasp, not Hot Toys. A one someplace 9 and 6 and 12 Wasp, and I collect the multi-scale Ant-Man and Wasp is because they are multi-scalable. And I like this, depicting that. It tells their story. So, but I'm picky at the ones that I get. I want to make sure that they resemble what they're supposed to resemble. You know what I mean? If it doesn't look right, I'll pass on it. So I got Wasp, and they included their little advertisement of what they've got going on there. Big Bad Toy Store, BBTS. And so I compared this to the Hot Toys version, and I think it'll complement it well. So this is made by SH Figuarts. And I'm sure you guys remember me showing you those before, my Ant-Man and my Ant-Mans, and how I display them stacked up. I also have this by Hasbro, Wasp. So I'll be curious to see how the two of them go up. And I've got these Ant-Men here as well. SH Figuarts here. So I got these two Marvel Legends. They're a match set. And then here's the SH Figuarts Ant-Man and Wasp match set. So I have them all the same scale. So I'm going to dig into the Wasp, because I've not seen a Wasp figure yet. I was really hoping to get that re-edit 1/6 Sentinel Iron Spider. That's what I was really looking forward to getting this week. But it'll be here next week. So we can dig into that. By the way, I seen Marvel Captain Marvel last night, and I'm pleased. And one of the things I was really worried about was Star Wars problem of feeling like it has to teach me a lesson. Like, I have to go to the movie and walk out of there enlightened, or be reprimanded or scolded or told how much of a bad human being I am because of something that supposedly happened that I must have had something to do with, that they had to teach me this lesson. None of that. I didn't feel any of that in the entire movie. I don't feel one moment that I was being reprimanded, scolded, or taught an education. Now, the other fear that I had with the movie, and I had this fear before that fear was interjected into it, and a lot of that fear came from news articles about what Brie Larson was saying and doing. So I blame the actress for creating that fear in the first place, because that wasn't my fear until she started. Because I don't care who you are in regards to what you're doing in movies. I don't care if you're male or female, red, black, yellow, or white, straight, otherwise. It doesn't make a hill of sense to me. I don't care. I don't care. None of that makes any difference to anything to me. What makes a difference to me is it action? Is it believable? Does it keep my attention? Am I interested in it? You know, those things play the huge part. So the original fear of it, when I seen who it was that was making the movie, the directors, was that they really didn't have experience in this type of movie. Their movies are more story movies. The other time that we really had that problem was with the Ang Lee Hulk. And the Ang Lee Hulk movie was so much story and so little action that it was not a very good movie because of that. It was a good movie, and I would watch it again, only because now Hulk has been established. And I don't believe that they consider the Ang Lee Hulk canon with MCU. I believe the Edward Norton Hulk is canon with the MCU. But you can, I don't know, watch the Ang Lee Hulk and enjoy it, but there's so much story to it that there's not enough Hulk smash. That was what I was afraid of with Captain Marvel, and that's kind of what happened in Captain Marvel. It's a whole lot of story, because they kind of had to do an origin story, but they also wanted to quickly shove it right into Infinity War, which they did a really good job with. But there were moments in the story, in the movie, where it was really, 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 really slow. And the action seemed forced, and it was some nice fight scenes, and there's some nice scenes that she really displayed her power and shown how awesome and strong and capable and super badass that she is. But the moments that should have been hell yeah moments weren't hell yeah moments. You know what I mean? The moment where you should have been like, for instance, the Aquaman movie, which just came out. When he shows up in his gold and green, I mean, I'm instantly like, hell yeah! That came to my mind. That really, I was like, that's what I want to see. When Captain Marvel had her hell yeah moment, my body wasn't charged. My brain wasn't over pumped. I wasn't excited and happy for her of, hell yeah, there she is, don't go kick some ass. I should have been, and I wasn't brought to that. And that's the failing of the movie, in my opinion. It kept my interest. I watched the whole movie. I didn't walk out on it or anything like that, which is rare for me anyhow. I don't think I've ever walked out on a movie in probably 20 years. But it could have been much better. So I'm applauding Captain Marvel. I'm happy to have her in the lineup. They're going to have to spend some time giving her more of a hell yeah. There are some funny moments in the movie. I really enjoyed the cat, and if you haven't seen it, go see it. Spend your money on it. Don't be afraid of it. It's worth at least seeing it in 2D on the big screen. It's very, very visually exciting, and I kind of have a problem with the origin story to some degree, because they're attributing some things to somebody that probably shouldn't have been attributed to, and that I kind of had a problem on. But it's the MCU, and so all the Earths are different. So Earth 199999, this is the origin story. So with that being said, that's all I want to say about that. I don't want to ruin the movie. Go see the movie, enjoy the movie. They explain a couple of things that you may or may not have known. I didn't know these things, so it was nice to have that. And it was cool seeing Phil Coulson again, a younger Phil Coulson. And it was kind of weird seeing a younger Nick Fury. That was kind of weird. The movie wasn't too predictable. A lot of times I can watch a movie and really understand so much about what's going on that I know what's going to happen next. There was very few moments where that was the case. It had a lot of twists and turns and things that were surprising, and that's good. But there just wasn't, the action wasn't there, the hell yeah moment wasn't there, and that's what I really wanted to see. So that's my opinion and review, again, of Captain Marvel. I gave a review right after seeing the movie on Thursday night, because I wanted everyone to realize, because there's been such interesting press lately about it, that it's worth going to see. Don't believe the hype. And I was worried, but I was still going to go see it, which I did. And I recommend the same thing for you to do as well. Noble, how's it going, man? It's interesting. This looks like a... This is cool. So the little display case can be used to store stuff. That's neat. Or, well, I mean, display case, I mean, stand. The display stand. It'll open up so you can just store stuff in there. That's cool. That's a really good idea. Ah, that'd be great. It does make it kind of thick, but there's not, I mean, there's nothing to store really for this figure. So I don't know really who is doing it best in regards to the wings for the Wasp. We have these, which are translucent. If you can see, my hand passes through them. And then we have the wings that are not translucent, which I think probably is what Hot Toys is doing. I won't know until obviously we get the Hot Toys. You can look at the photographs, but sometimes the photographs are different than what actually makes it to production. And they say that on there as well. This is just a prototype. Actual image may vary. But this looks really good. I like this. This is the SH Figuarts Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Comes with instructions, some interchangeable hands. So those are fists. She has dump all this out. She comes with two straight, flat, saluting style hands, where the fingers are straight out. Right there, two of these. And two of the, they kind of look like Spider-Man press against the wall hands. They're not necessarily bent back fingers, but the hand is open up. So two of those. So a total of 6 hands, including the 2 fists that she comes with. I'm really digging this. I like this a lot. I'm pretty impressed with this so far. And I have SH Figuarts that I bought of the Ant-Man and the Ant-Man from Civil War. No, I don't have an SH Figuarts of him. I thought I did. Maybe I did. Don't remember. So it's not the first time getting these guys. So let's compare this to the Hasbro Marvel Legends. Ilhamsia Nur Utama Putra. You collect 1/12 scale. So, I used to. All right. So back in the days, actually, I've collected a lot of things and move on. So I originally started collecting the Kenner Star Wars figures way back in the day when I was a little guy. And then I started collecting when Toy Biz was making the Spider-Man movies. And I still have a box of those that I've been wanting to get rid of. But there just doesn't seem to be any love or passion for them. So I'll just hold on to them until that day changes. Golly, man, this thing's smarter than me. But I collect Ant-Man and Wasp of the smaller scales because Ant-Man and Wasp, they are multi-scalable. So if I find a figure that looks like it will match the 1/6 scale, as the quality is there, I'm going to get it because it tells a story. It helps without me having to tell you if you don't know, because there are people in my life who don't understand any of this. So they see my figures, they're like, what the hell is this, Barbies? G.I. Joes? And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. It's my Barbie collection. These are my Barbies and my G.I. Joes. And that's the extent of some people's knowledge, and I'm not about to educate them. You know, either they get it or they don't, and that's fine. But when I have my figures stacked up like that, and I say that's the Wasp, and she changes size, they get it. They understand what I'm talking about. If I can keep their attention long enough past, you collect Barbies, you know what I mean? They're not dolls, they're action figures. So that's when you'll see me with other than a 1/6 scale figure, because I'm trying to continue telling a story. So getting this out of the package right now, it's a little more gold than the other figure is. And the helmet is a little more pokey. But I think also, though, this figure I think was like 20 or 30 bucks. And this figure I think was like $80. So it falls under you get what you pay for. But some of the hokiness on this can probably be fixed with a little bit of washing, a little bit of dirty paint or something. Not that I plan on doing that. I probably won't, because anytime I ever try to touch anything up, I end up making it worse than it was in the first place. So I don't know how pleased I am with the coloring on this. And it comes with, what is this? One of the coal obsidian head for Build-A-Figure. I have no need of or use of, and I'll stick in a box and mail to somebody if they need it. So these wings are a little less translucent. I mean, they're still translucent. I can still see my hand passing through them. But I have a feeling this is going to be more Hot Toys accurate than this is. And I don't know for fact. And here's the gold coloring that I was referring to. Alright, so she's almost exactly the same size. Having difficulty with the shoulder here. I can't get the arm down much more beyond that. It's about the same size. The Marvel Legends Hasbro figure, the legs are longer. So her butt's a little taller than the SH Figuarts. This figure is blue. This one is blue and black. This one is black and gold. So I have a feeling this is probably more screen accurate than this. Got the metal look for fact on the helmet there, whereas on this helmet it doesn't. It doesn't. So, you know, this one looks more realistic than this. But I don't know how it's going to compare to the Hot Toys. I don't know how gold the Hot Toys is going to be. So there's definitely a difference there. And the Hot Toys may be more like this, maybe more like this. I won't know until obviously it comes out. So there's the two figures. This one seems tighter in regards to, I have a feeling if I were to move these joints, they're going to want to stay pretty much where I put them. This one feels looser. I mean, just wiggling it, this one feels tight as I wiggle it. As I wiggle this, and I can feel it just going blah, 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 between all the little joints. I can just feel all the joints wiggling as it's loose. So, Looks like there's supposed to be ankle pivot on this one. But I'm not getting the ankle to pivot. There's toe action. But I'm not going to pose these more than just pretty much them just standing there. Because it's a shrinking thing that I'm going to display it with. So for me, there's not going to be much of an action pose. I'm going to put it in the same pose that I end up putting the Hot Toys pose in. Whichever figure it is that ends up getting there. So I might display the other one in some type of an action pose. That's hard to say. I won't know until they get here. So now this one doesn't have any toe pose. And again, no ankle pivot either. It doesn't even appear like they even tried to have ankle pivot on this one. And it just feels much looser than the other. But I won't know. Oh, so and then it comes with this head sculpt right here. And it comes with, besides the two fists, it comes with two saluting hands. I guess when she flies, she must do her hands like that or something. And then it comes with either the wings folded. Put this back on her so the wings are folded up. Or you can put this one on there for the wings out. For whichever you want to do for that. Comes with both of those. So that is the Marvel Legends by Hasbro. Let me see. I ought to look at the instructions on this. Let me read the instructions on this real quick. This didn't come. The Marvel Legends didn't come with any instructions. This one actually came with instructions, a page of instructions, talking about how to use the display stand and how to put the hands on. And the wings. And that's what I want to see about are the wings. Movable. It doesn't say removable though. It says warning delicate. For ages 15 and up. Well, it shows that they should go up. It doesn't want to go up. It wants to just go out. Like such. So I can make them go out. But it shows that they go up as well. Like such. And I'm not able to get that easily. And I don't want to break it because it says it's delicate. Golly, it really doesn't want to go up. There we go. It's tight. It's really tight in there. And that's good, because that way I know that when I put it, it's going to stay. All right, so you can get it up. Go all the way up with both of these. And I don't know what the pose on it would be. Don't know how high up they would go. I think probably more like this, like an X. Don't know. I have to research images on that to see exactly how that would go. Her shoulders look a little interesting. Butterfly. So this is pretty quality here. I like this. So for $85 or whatever this was compared to $25, you do get a lot better figure. No doubt about that. It's a butterfly joint in there. I like that. Because it's always difficult to get the shoulders exactly where you want them. But this helps out tremendously. And you can pull it forward or backward in order to position it where you need it. Big help there. And the head and neck are pivotable. It's going to help you in positioning and posing as well. That's nice. It's a quality product. You can really get the head up there too for a flight pose. I'm really digging this. So if you want to have your multi-scale Ant-Man and Wasp, I'm going to say splurge on it and go with the SH Figuarts. I don't think you're going to be displeased. Unless she's supposed to be more gold. But I'm having a feeling this is really dead on. Her butt's not that bad. Her thighs look good. I mean, she looks like she's supposed to. I'm digging this. I say go for it. If you like displaying your Ant-Man and Wasp or your Ant-Man or your multi-scalable figures with the other scales, this is the one to go with, for a fact. No doubt about it. Hulk is the other one that I would do multi-scalable on. If I could find, like, I don't know, a decent Hulk that's between 12 and 16 inches, I would buy that. You know, because Bruce Banner's like 12 inches tall, and Hulk, when he hulks out, is like 16 inches tall. So if I could find one that was like 14 inches, I'd buy a 14-inch tall one. I don't know what that would be. Would that be like, I don't know, 1/7? I'd buy it if it looked good. Same thing, if I could find like a quarter scale Hulk that was decent, I'd buy that. I wasn't too pleased with the NECA one, so I didn't. Because from my understanding, Hulk could actually get bigger if he really wanted to. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has kind of kept him at one height, where he just kind of goes to that height. But I think in the Edward Norton Hulk, he's kind of bigger. And for fact, in the Ang Lee Hulk, he's definitely bigger. So this is a definite yes. If you display your Ant-Man and Wasp the way I do, this is definitely the way to go. Get this SH Figuarts. No doubt about it. What's up with the color with Wasp Marvel Legends? Yeah, I don't know. She's definitely off, isn't she? She's definitely off. Well, like I said, it falls onto you get what you pay for. So that's where that is. Next time, just call me Nerd. Thank you. It seems hard for you to say my full name. Hamsya Ner Utama Putra. I hope that's it. Ghost Taff, how's it going? I saw your Cat Marvel review. I'll be watching it tonight. Let me know what you think of it. Like I said, it tells the story. It continues on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It goes back in the time into the 90s and tells us what's going on with that. It's cool to see Nick Fury and Phil Coulson again. I wish there was more Phil Coulson in it. I like Phil, you know, but he's always just been that third person for real. It's not even the first person, second person. He's always been the third person. Kind of like in I think it was Marvel Avengers when Pepper Potts was talking about, she called him Phil, and Tony's like, he has a first name. His first name's Agent, you know, because that's how it kind of went. I did have a couple of problems with. I hated when they said they were with S.H.I.E.L.D. because if you remember when Agent Coulson was meeting Tony, he kept saying he's from Strategic Homeland Intervention and Force Logistics Divisions. And Tony's like, yeah, that's a mouthful, or whatever it was he said. And he's like, yeah, we're working on trying to shorten it up. So why would Phil Coulson say that when if it was called S.H.I.E.L.D.? Or maybe it was just that's the kind of guy Phil Coulson is, you know, by the books, very, you know, he's always just plays the matter of fact, you know, kind of like the Sergeant Friday from Dragnet, if you remember those from the old television series, not the movie, but from the television series, just facts, ma'am, you know. And then that might be why he always said Strategic Homeland Intervention and Force Logistics Division, because that's what he wanted to say instead of saying S.H.I.E.L.D. But Nick Fury calls it S.H.I.E.L.D. So I kind of had a problem with that, because I was like, maybe they didn't call it S.H.I.E.L.D. then. Maybe they did. And other than that, I wasn't too displeased with the movie. I wasn't displeased with the movie at all. I just felt it was a little slow at moments. But other than that, I don't think anything was really out of line or out of whack. And Yep, NKSG, I'm with you. I think it was amazing. Hello, I'm sorry, I don't have any idea what your name is. Leroy Screwballs. Hi, how's it going, man? Ghost Tab. Before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I always thought Coulson was an accountant. He looks like one. What was that movie, The Accountant? I wanted to go see that. I haven't seen that. I wonder if that was any good. Where he was like an accountant by day and I don't know, a CIA operative at night or something. Now I'm curious what the my Ant-Man look like here of these same sets. Because I'm digging this SH Figuarts Wasp. Not digging the Marvel Legends Wasp. I have an Ant-Man over here that I think is Marvel Legends. I've never really dug. Because he's got orange eyes and orange on his wrist. And I think he's a Marvel Legends. I don't think I'll be getting a Marvel Legends again. The next time. Whatever movie that would be. So these are the companion pieces for this. Let's start with the Marvel Legends. So I don't know how the box office has been doing on Captain Marvel, but I hope it's doing well. And there's two end credits. So there's a mid-credit scene and an end credit scene. And the mid-credit scene is really good. The end credit scene is, I don't know, tells the story, but they're worth sticking around for, I guess. What I hated, though, I hate when you go to one of those movie theaters, and I went to a different movie theater than I normally go to. I have multiple movie theaters that I could attend at, and I have a movie theater that I really like. They redone it a couple years ago, and it's really nice. And so the movie theater I went to is owned by the same company, and they redid it about a year ago, and they redid it differently. So it's got like the big lounger chairs, which are cool, and it's got the this one has like a little table that slides in and out. Well, actually just rotates around, and that's, I don't know what I really thought about that. It was neat. Put your nachos on there if you want. But they added a heated seat option to it. Here's a problem with that, though. I didn't know it was a heated seat. So it's a lounger, right? So the legs kick out and it reclines back a little bit. So I pushed the button to get it into that position. I'm back there really enjoying the movie in a big, huge seat, which is the same as I go to the other theater with the big, huge seat. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my back started feeling warm, and I'm like, wow, this thing's got heated seats too? And all of a sudden, I was like on fire, man. I was like, oh my God, this thing's going to burn the place down. I thought for a fact there was something like electrically wrong with it. So I got up and had to go get an employee of the theater. I was like, dude, this seat's like, there's something wrong with it. It's about to burn the place down. And he was like, oh yeah, it's a heated seat. And I goes, I was wondering if it was. He goes, yeah, it's 3 levels. He goes, we probably should explain that more to our customers. It sounds like you got it on high. Sure enough, man, it was on high. And all I had to do was turn it down. But that was neat. So check your seats. If you happen to go to one of those with the loungers, see if it has a heated seat. That way you're not burning yourself up. Man, I thought the seat had gone bad and the place was going to burn down from electrical short. I had no idea it was a heated seat. So where the buttons are, you know, they got the like a Deadpool symbol is what it looks like. The front round one reclines or puts it upright. The back round one reclines it, and right in the middle was a little button that you press that would with 3 little lights actually come on, but I couldn't see them because they're by your thigh, so you can't see the lights. But high, medium, and low. So check it out if you have that available to you. Don't be freaked out when your seat gets hot. Now, if you don't have a heated seat and your seat gets hot, then you need to be worried. Because the place is burning down. Alright, so this was the Marvel Legends And again, we have the same problem I'm imagining with, that's probably not the right, it doesn't look metally, you know? And that really doesn't look like Paul Rudd much. And the colors are probably exaggerated wrong as well. So, I don't know, I might find a way of displaying these guys like in flight or something. They won't be, you know, the main figure. She definitely is, no doubt about it. That one's dead on. And again, it just feels loose here at this torso. So wiggling it, I just feel this looseness about the whole figure. It just feels loose. Comes with a leg for Coal Obsidian. And I pray that they make these guys. I pray that they make this Black Order Hot Toys or somebody. I pray we get a Juggernaut too. I really would be pleased very much to get these big figures. I mean, this guy's got to be the size of Hulk or even larger. And I hope that we get this. I hope we get Juggernaut. If not by Hot Toys, by somebody. I want the Black Order. I want them all. Got to catch them all. Little ball joint for the head. These things are all a little screwy. One of them, I think it was my 1/9 scale King Arts for my Ant-Man Civil War. I broke the little antenna off of. So I hate that when that happens. Sometimes your figures commit suicide. So that's the Marvel Legends Ant-Man. Kind of a, I hate to sound spoiled, but I guess it's $20 or whatever it was, $25 that I probably wouldn't have bought. I bought these before buying the SH Figuarts. And now having the SH Figuarts, I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't have bought these. But these will work. I mean, they're all right. I'm not like in love with them. But I'll find a home for them. So now let's get the SH Figuarts. Did you know that Mezco makes a 1/12 scale Captain Marvel, and it's gorgeous? Man, it's amazing how they are coming along with the 1/12 scale. There's a couple of companies that I buy 1/6 stuff from, in addition to Big Bad Toy Store, and they are 1/6 Kit, 1/6 Outfitters, and other companies out there. But I shop in this manner: Big Bad Toy Store first, and if they have it, I'm getting it from them. If they don't have it, that's when I check the other ones for other third-party stuff that Big Bad Toy Store might not carry. And there's a company that's making 1/12 scale head sculpts that, look, dude, they look like Hot Toys quality. They've made a Tom Holland and they've made a Tony Stark head sculpt that is dead on, man. And I am just really blown away by that. So you 1/12 scale collectors as well. I mean, look at this. I'm back to this again. That's amazing. You know, when you compare the two. This is a toy. This is a figure. This is something to play with. This is something you can proudly display. This is something I can give to a kid and say, here you go, have the Wasp figure, and I don't care if it even comes back in one piece. You want to chew on it, step on it, run it over with a bike, you're not going to hurt my feelings. This is going to go on the Touch Me Not shelf. You can look at it, but don't you dare touch it. I mean, it's amazing now how 1/12 is getting. I don't know what to say. Like the Toy Biz Spider-Man that I collected. They look like this. It's a toy. It looks like a toy. This doesn't look like a toy. It is a toy. This is a figure. You know, so for 1/12 scale, man, sheesh, I'm blown away. So it really gives you an opportunity to make a decision where you want to go. You want to collect a toy or do you want to buy a toy? There's nothing wrong with that. You want to get a figure? It's 3 times as expensive as this. 3 times. So you're paying for it, but you're not paying Hot Toys price. You're not paying $250 or whatever it is for the Wasp figure. But man, you sure are getting something that's darn close to it in regards to quality. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. And I bet the Captain Marvel looks just as good. And by the way, so it's interesting, back to the Captain Marvel story. I didn't get the deluxe originally. all right? Not because I didn't want the deluxe, but because I missed the deluxe. So I got just the normal. And then a couple of you guys kept telling me, hey, BBTS has the deluxe up. And I'd go, and as soon as I got there, it would be gone again. I'm imagining what is happening in those instances was people that had ordered it and decided they didn't want the deluxe. For whatever reason, they would cancel the deluxe and go with the standard release. And the difference between the deluxe Captain Marvel Hot Toys figure and the standard one is you get the bomber jacket, you get an extra blasting thing, and something else that you get that I can't remember now what it is. I ordered just the regular one. And I was so scared of Captain Marvel that I'd already made up my mind that if it was a bad movie, I was even going to cancel the regular one. I wouldn't give any Captain Marvel anything. But that obviously wasn't the case. So when I got home Thursday night, after seeing the movie, logged on to Big Bad Toy Store, and bam, a deluxe version was available. And I ordered that in addition to the standard version. So I'm getting 2 Captain Marvels from Hot Toys. I'm going to get the regular version, and I'm going to get the deluxe version. And I'll display her in both manners, because there are several times that I wished I had done that. I wish I'd done that with the Spider-Man Homecoming. I wish I'd bought 2 of those. I'm thinking about buying another Deadpool. I'm thinking about buying another... I bought 2 Yondus, bought 2 Star-Lords. I'm thinking about buying another Deadpool from Deadpool 2. I'm thinking about buying another Iron Spider, because the figures really can be displayed in multiple ways and tell the same story. I'm really not so certain I want to get the second Iron Spider, though, because in truthfulness, only just the few guys see him. You know what I mean? He dies. I hope I didn't ruin that for you. If you haven't seen Infinity War yet, just log out. Just go someplace else. You can't even watch any more of my shows. If you haven't seen Infinity War and you're watching my shows, come on, where have you been? Don't log out. I'm just kidding. But that was just kind of a spoiler thing. But I am imagining every one of you have seen Infinity War by now, so no spoiler that Spider-Man dies. But the Iron Spider isn't seen by everybody. You know what I mean? Which is kind of a disappointment. Captain America doesn't get to see him. Black Widow doesn't get to see him. And Kevin Feige has already told us that the characters that died in Infinity War are truly dead. And they're not bringing them back. And that's always kind of been the joke with Marvel, was that you're never dead. So when he said that they're dead, they're dead. My theory on that, though, is I may end up making an alternate universe. So Earth 199999 might become another Earth if they do a time traveling thing and go back to the Battle of New York, to the original Marvel Avengers, which it appears that they're doing. So though they might live through that, but then of course they wouldn't be Earth 199999. So, what was my tirade that I was going on all about that about? Oh yeah, Captain Marvel. So anyhow, I now have both figures on order, the deluxe and the standard. So thank you, whoever it was that canceled your deluxe order so that I can get it, because I'm going to be very pleased to have that. I plan to display her in her, you know what I would really like to do, truthfully, and I don't know why they don't have her in her green suit. And I'd like to see her buddies made, the other guys, Jude Law's character and the others. I guarantee they're not going to be made. But if I see them release a green suit Captain Marvel, I'm going to get all over that. If I had enough technical expertise or confidence in myself, I would buy another one of the red, blue, and gold Captain Marvels and paint her green. To have her in the green suit. I mean, that suit has been what those people have been for a very long time. So, just so... And the movie didn't wash over it. I mean, there's a lot of scenes with her in the green suit. I don't know why Hot Toys isn't making a green suit Captain Marvel. I would buy one, for fact. Or, like I said, if I had enough confidence in myself, I would paint her green as well. So I would actually display I would display 3 Captain Marvels. Boy, I'm starting to sound crazy now. I want to display her in the what should have been the hell yeah scene. But I want to display her with it's actually not that Hell Yeah scene. It's another supposedly what would have been a Hell Yeah scene where she's got her bomber coat on, and I want to put her helmet on with the glowing thing. I want to show her in space more or less with her fist powered up, and then I also want to display her just in her with her head and the the red, blue, and gold. And I also want to display her in the green. So I would display her all three ways. So I've got two of them coming. I'm gonna display one with the bomber jacket and all that. I'm gonna display the other one. And the cat is funny as hell. I think every time that I laughed in the movie, it had to do with that cat. That cat is a scene stealer in the movie, and I thought that was funny. I hope you guys enjoy the scenes with the cat. I really, and I love cats. And I'm sorry I don't speak whatever language that is. Chinese, I'm assuming. I don't know. It could be Korean. Forgive me. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. I wish I did. I have a family member that lives in Japan, and he's been living there for many years, and he translates Japanese to English technical manuals. But I don't speak Japanese or anything. When I was in school, I took French, German, and Spanish, but that was many years ago, and I know very little French, German, or Spanish now. So at one point, I was speaking many languages, trying to. So this is the SH Figuarts, and I've been pleased with SH Figuarts. I'm really pleased now, and I can tell you this: I will have no problem buying SH Figuarts in the future. None. This really. I don't know what my thoughts are on these giant ants. So I suppose because he's made the ants bigger in the movies as well, it could kind of fit along the 1/6 scaled storyline. I mean, as I'm looking at this figure now compared to this figure, same thing going on with the Marvel Legends versus SH Figuarts on Wasp. I'm getting the same impression here with this Ant-Man. This Ant-Man is going to be probably really dead on, and in comparison to the Hot Toys, and I have a feeling that the SH Figuarts is not. So I think we're going to be back to that again. And this guy's a little bit bigger. He seems beefier than this guy. You know what I mean? He's actually a little bit taller. And fatter. Taller and fatter. But this could probably work just by putting some weathering on him, just washing him over with a thinned out paint would make him look like this. So this could work more so than that Wasp could. I wish the helmet looked more metally, but it's fine. It's not bad. I'm not as disappointed as this. I'm not as disappointed in this one as I am with the Marvel Legends Wasp. But I'm really digging this guy. However, this guy doesn't feel like an $80 figure. You know what I mean? That Wasp felt like an $80 figure. This one doesn't. Doesn't feel like a $20 figure. But it looks like an $80 figure. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And we got the toe and no toe. So with that, and same thing, we get the fists, we get the Spider-Man hands. I don't know why I'm calling them Spider-Man hands. And we get holding hands, as in holding a, what's a lot of plastic? Oh, look at that. Wasp, wings for the ant. I was wondering why there's so much plastic going on here. Like they really didn't need that much plastic. They needed a whole other layer there. Like that they planned on putting something in there, they didn't. They shoved the little wings in there. So you get two of the, I don't know, outstretched hands or relaxed hands, and then you have two hands that are designed to go on to, I'm assuming this is Anthony. his little reins there. Or, well, not reins. The little handlebars to hold on to. So this is a cool ant. He's huge. I don't like bugs. I really don't like bugs. I really don't like spiders. I like watching this dude called Ants Canada on YouTube with his little ant collection. And it's fascinating. But man, if I see an ant in a house, he's dead. So I don't have much love for bugs. This little ant that was pretty cool. And I guess he has made the ants larger in the movies, right? So I suppose you could use this. But what I'm thinking right now, it's going through my mind as I'm playing with my little toys, is I'm thinking I'm going to take this SH figure, this Marvel Legends Ant-Man and Wasp, and display them in action poses. I would think that this would go in there more. Doesn't seem like it wants to. I don't want to break it. I'll probably use this ant for that. So I might display them someplace. It's funny that doesn't go down all the way. I would think that it would. Wouldn't you? A stand for the ant. So it comes with this. I don't know what you would need this for. The ant stands. What is this for? It says a stand for the ant. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe his legs aren't strong enough. Over time, if you're standing him on his legs, maybe he'll collapse. Maybe that's what their fear is. They seem really sturdy. They go forward and back. Okay? So you can display them differently in that regards. And when you put this on him, he ends up being at the same height with the legs down. So I don't know why you would need a stand unless, like I was speculating, they're afraid that over time the legs will get weak and they will no longer support the ant. And it's just a precautionary thing. But you would think it would be taller if they were going to do that. I'm possibly going to try to figure out some way of maybe using a Hot Toys stand and maybe put him into a flight pose with, back to this Marvel Legends that I'm not digging, not hating on, just not digging it. But I'm also not digging the big ant. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with this figure, and I'm thinking, you know, however this is supposed to go on here, I'll figure this out. But this will look good, and have him displayed with Wasp flying along beside them, because that tells the story. I'm sure I can find some way, somewhere, to put them in this. Did I? And the Marvel Legends doesn't come with a display stand, so I'll probably end up using this SH Figuarts for my Wasp. Put her into a flight pose next to this Marvel Legends Ant-Man with Anthony. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And again, I don't normally buy these things, but multi-scale, yada yada, blah blah blah. Told you the same story a dozen times. Hey big guy, happy Saturday. Thank you, Robert. I'll be in and out at McDonald's ordering 3 Big Macs. 3! Whew! What's cool about McDonald's, and some places they've been doing it for a long time, but now you can like double up the meat. So you can do like a double Big Mac and get like 4 pieces of meat on there. Heck, I think you can even do a triple Big Mac. I've seen those ones now with the ordering kiosks where you can like put all kinds of different cheeses on there and all sorts of neat little stuff to them. You can really gourmet them out. Let's see, which wings go where? I guess the front ones go, the big ones go in the front. You make him a flying ant, or you can make him a non-flying ant. Just snaps right in there. Really flimsy, and you can position it however you wish to display your flight. You can go forward that much. I don't know if you can see this or not. And you can go back that much. So you can position that wing differently. Don't mess with that. Sometimes SH Figuarts are really stingy about accessories. Just look at SH Figuarts Infinity War Thor. He got 4 hands and an axe, and that's it. Well, what more should Thor had come with? For Infinity War? Well, I'm not sure what more he should have come with. 4 hands. I mean, that works. But I guess, you know, I don't know how much he was. I see this leg's a little loose. So that, I guess that explains why you might want to have the figure stand. The abdomen rotates. Don't know why. Can't imagine doing anything with that. The head rotates. Doesn't go up or down. The mandibles do not open. You can't make them eat you or hold anything there. And then, of course, you can put the antennas in any direction you need to. I thought these would go in more. They don't appear to be wanting to go in more. What makes me crazy, speaking of stingy accessories, is when Hot Toys get stingy on the accessories. You know, when you get just a couple of hands, it's like, really? That's it? $250, $300 or whatever, and this is all you give me? All right, so there are the extremes on the wings. So you can go all the way down to that, or all the way up to that, depending on how you want to do his wings. I'll have to do some looking into this to see how they probably would go best. But I'm definitely going to display this one on this for fact. And the Wasp is going to be next to them. That's what I'm going to do. I like this. This is going to work. So now I'm no longer hating on this Marvel Legends figures. Because I'm going to make them work with Anthony here. However he's supposed to go. I don't know where the feet are supposed to go. Maybe he rides them like that. You guys have any idea? I will get it figured out. I'll get my figures figured out. It's kind of slopped on there right now. So that's that. No electric. Yeah, okay, yeah. Because you kind of do want that with Infinity War Thor, because that's like the big thing. Like when he shows up and Bruce Banner's like, "Oh, you guys are in trouble now." Ruben, good morning. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for coming in. Just add a couple of head expressions and electric effects will be nice. Yeah, I see your point. You know, especially for SH Figuarts, you know, $80 for the figure or whatever it is that they cost. You kind of want a little bit more than what you are getting. So the only other things that I've got going on that I haven't taken out of the box yet are my Chitauri Commander and Foot Soldier, which I've been trying to take out for a long time. I actually own a Chitauri Commander and a Chitauri Foot Soldier that I bought separately, and this was the kit. This is both of them. And you can buy the Chitauri Commander and the Foot Soldier from Big Bad Toy Store at a discounted price of, I think, $125 off. I mean, with the sale prices that they have, it's definitely the time to get these extra figures when you're adding on. Once you settle down from Christmas, where Hot Toys releases like 30 figures in a month and totally breaks your wallet and takes every last dime that you've saved up, you know, as you start able to get some of your finances back in order, this is the time to get the figures. Like Igor, man, you can pick him up for like $250 or something through Big Bad Toy Store with the discount that's going on. And for $250, that's an amazing figure. It's an amazing figure for $500, but at $250, it's a no-brainer. So I definitely go with that. And I can't think of anything else that I've got going on right now, guys. I could open up the Chitauri Commander and Foot Soldier if you want, but I've had you guys for an hour and a half. So if there's anything you want to talk about, anything you want me to show you, you want me to give you a room tour, or talk about any of the figures that I've got, we can do that. Talk about anything you want, man. You got me. Or we can just sign off, and I'll see you all next week. It's up to you guys. What's on your mind? Share with me what you've got going on in your mind. I hope I was able to calm any concerns that you had in regards to Captain Marvel, because I was really worried. I really was. And I've told you guys that for weeks. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that I was really worried about Captain Marvel. And I'm happy that I have nothing to worry about. My wife has no interest in seeing the movie. And she's not really a Marvel fan in the first place. She's enjoyed some of the movies, but she doesn't like action. She just doesn't like those movies. She really doesn't. I got her to watch the Spider-Verse cartoon, and that was a real struggle. It's a cartoon. She really doesn't like cartoons, and I can respect that. And you know, my wife and I, we get along great. It's the best relationship I've ever had with anybody ever in my life. And you don't have to like everything. The two of you don't have to be in perfect sync. You know, so if she doesn't like cartoons, she doesn't like action movies, it's not going to change anything. You know, I watch movies with her, she watches movies with me, but she definitely has no interest in Captain Marvel. And I told her, I said, man, the movie's great. It was funny. You know, it wasn't the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It wasn't the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It certainly wasn't as bad as Spider-Man 3, which, well, they really screwed that one up. But I really enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse, or whatever they call it. Spider-Verse. Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, whatever it's called. I'm going to get this little Ant-Man on here. He's going to work out. I'm going to get it. He's going to do it. Just got to figure out how to get him in there perfectly. Having a little difficulties with this knee and this wing. But he'll work. That works. And then to have the Wasp next to him, flying or whatever. I'll get something figured out. This will work. Those will be my show pieces, and these will be my whatever pieces. I have no idea. If that makes any sense. Show pieces. Like, I got people coming to the house to check out my collection. Nobody's knocking on the door. Nobody's been coming over saying, hey, I can't wait to see your collection. You guys don't want to see it. Whatever you want. I was worried about the movie because of Jude Law in it. Really? What was wrong with Jude Law? He picks bad movies. You know, you're right there. It seems that I can't think of him in a movie where I'm just like, I can't think of any of his movies that stand out in my mind, actually, at all. He's been acting for a long time. His character in this movie, did you see the movie, Ghost? His character was kind of like the number 2 character, you know, right behind Captain Marvel. It was he is her partner, if you will, if you were to say that, like good cop, bad cop type thing. She's the main actor, and he's the supporting actor, and he did a good job with that. It was believable. I mean, I didn't I didn't think he wasn't who he was telling me he was. You know what I mean? And the movie is really good in that regards, and it's really good in regards to, like I said, me not knowing the twist and turn in the corner that we were going around. And I really like movies like that. I really like the movie Cruel Intentions, and I really like the movie The Curve, and movies that at the end of it, like Pulp Fiction, when it first came out back in the 90s, watching that as a virgin of never seeing it the first time and knowing nothing about that, or being in that existence of 30 years ago or 25 years ago when that movie came out, and not ever seeing anything like that. Those are shocking, and I enjoy movies like that. And I think they did a good job with Captain Marvel in regards to not knowing where that turn is going to go, what's around the corner. They did a good job of that, and I think Jude Law did a good job bringing that character to life. Really good. I like that. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I went and seen it. And for instance, I'm one of those guys that if I see a movie and I really dig it, I will have no problem going back to the theater and buying another ticket and supporting the art of the movie making. I enjoy the magic of it. I enjoy watching a show and finding the blooper. You know, finding the scene where you can see the light or the gear in the background, or watching a shadow of a production crew member walking around. You know, it reminds you that you're watching a movie that's it's not real. You know what I mean? So I enjoy that because I enjoy the magic of the movie making experience, and I appreciate the art and what the actors have done to bring this person to life, and what the directors have done and the writers have done to tell this story. And I really enjoy that, and I get a kick out of seeing the mistakes in the movies. And so at the same token, if it's a movie that I really, 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 really enjoy, I will go back and I'll spend it 2 or 3 times even watching it over again. Like Spider-Man Spider-Verse. I couldn't wait to buy that. I only seen it once in the movies, but I bought it the day that it came out. But I would have gone back and seen it in the movies a second time. And I tried to talk my wife into going back to the movies with me to watch it, but she didn't. But she did watch it here at the house and enjoyed it. And I'm not saying that I would do that with Captain Marvel, but I'm tempted to. I am tempted to, because knowing the ending of the movie now, I kind of want to watch it a second time to see how they got to that point. Because when you're on that roller coaster and you don't know that, like Space Mountain or something like that, where it's in the dark, and you don't know that twist and turn, and it comes on you, it's more exciting than when you know it the second time and you can anticipate it. But when you're on it the second time, you have a chance to actually read the street signs that are going through. If you've ever ridden Space Mountain, then you know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of how that goes, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about on Captain Marvel. Even though my wife's already said she ain't gonna go see it, and she probably won't watch it once I buy it, but I am buying it. And I love the intro, the Marvel Studios intro. I think they did a good job. And there is a Stan Lee cameo in there, by the way, in case you're curious. Stan Lee is in Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel has been touched by God. It's a way of looking at it. The hand of God has been on the Captain Marvel movie. So, and the hand of God was in the Spider-Verse movie, which is a way of looking at that. Because there's going to be a moment where one of these movies he won't be in. I don't remember when it was he passed, and I don't remember what movies were in production or how far they were into them. So I don't know if he's going to be in Endgame or not, Stan Lee. I don't know if any of you guys know. It'd be interesting to know. Gattaca is the best movie he's been. I've seen Jude Law in. Total recommend. I haven't seen Gattaca. I don't even know what that is. Don't even know what that is. I'm sorry to say. So, anything else on you guys' minds? Anything at all y'all want to talk about or see? I'll be working on my Deadpool, Kid Deadpool. Hopefully I'll have that done this weekend, so I can show you that. I hope I don't screw it up, but I'm going to cut cut him here in the chest and try to make a post here for the head. I don't know exactly how best to do that because I imagine the head's going to be heavy. I may have to buy like a some type of head adapter or even use that. And same thing with the arms. Going to cut them at the elbow and try to whittle this down into a post to get on there. I hope I don't break it because that's what I really don't want to do. I don't want to destroy this for that purpose. I want to destroy it to make it into something better. I don't want to destroy it to destroy it. So that's what I'm planning on doing that this week. It'd be a really cool kid Deadpool, I believe. So, if you guys don't have anything for me, don't want to, then I'm going to sign off. And thank you all for tuning in. And definitely tune in next Saturday. I should have, like I said, the Sentinel re-edit Iron Spider, which looks really promising. It looks like the comic book version of Iron Spider / Scarlet Spider even. So, which is funny because 2 or 3 years ago when I was talking about things, I even had posted that in there as what I thought possibly Spider-Man would do. And I'm big on the multi-universes, which especially with Deadpool. I mean, he's in every universe for fact. We know that. So I'm going to try to keep building different Deadpools, you know, in regards to the other Earths, the other Deadpools that exist. It's going to keep me going. And so that's where we are with that. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next Saturday. Happy collecting.